Hey folks, Chris here to talk about my proposed project for a student innovation project, OmniSort. Now, OmniSort is a software-based PC platform comic catalog for the retail and private collector. And basically what this does is it makes organizing and collecting a lot simpler by putting into a virtual database that you can just click by click go through, user-friendly GUI system to find a comic for purchase or to look one up in your collection. I'll give you a little back history on the comic book situation. That is, everything's manual in a comic store, physical, brick and mortar. You don't have any kind of software. You run in and you either wait for an employee to help you or you go through and sift through a bunch of comics yourself, hoping you're going to find what you're looking for. A typical situation will look just like this. This is a standard long box, 300 comics, labeled, possibly labeled on the front of the box here. Now you're going to have dozens and dozens of these in a comic book shop of back issues that you have to sift through to look for a specific comic. You also have the option to look at comics like these. This is a slabbed and graded book from the CGC. It's sealed, you can't read it, but the value on these books is a lot higher. They range in different grades. As you can see, this is a 9.8, so it's pretty much only 9.9 is a higher grade than this. Most of the time, CGC books are the more valuable, demand a higher price, so those are usually kept behind the back counter where you would have to ask for an employee help to view the book anyways. So, the only software database that's around right now deals with online comic stores. Now, because you can't physically touch the product, you are forced to use a virtual media to be able to look at the book that you're looking for purchase. So I'll give you an example, and I'll show you right here. And I'll apologize for the screen, but this is a popular online comic shop right here, and they do have a database. So as you can see, there's a search engine right there, and I've already searched up my favorite character, Deadpool. I also have the ability to search different publishers. We can say Marvel and hit search. So this is going to give up all books published by Marvel. We'll just click on a link 2099 AD. So here's the book. Here's a thumbnail of it. Actual price of the book. Near mint, so probably a 9.0. And a small little description of the book here. So this is a typical format that you're going to see in a very good online comic store. I will say that this particular store has one of the best search engines that I've seen. So what I propose to do is to bring this to the brick and mortar physical comic shop. So instead of looking around, sifting through books, damaging books, not finding what you want, it not even being in the store, you have the ability to go to a shared workstation at the front of the store and look up the book by a search engine and find the one you want. Now, OmniSort is innovative in the fact that it's going to bring it to the physical store. Each individual shop does not have to spend the money to make a database. Right now, there is no standard database. It's up to the individual shops if they actually want to have one. This OmniSort that I propose will take care of this by having an item that's purchasable by collectors and retailers alike. You have a search engine for the title, it could be the publisher, it could be the issue number and character, and also publishing date. When you click on that, you'll get a link. You'll have a thumbnail with an option for an actual scan if they want to scan the actual book to give a physical view of the grade. It'll also have a detailed synopsis once you open it that has an item description, which would be the description of the plot to the particular book. It'll have the grade. It'll have the quantity available. It'll have the price. It'll have the overstreet price for the actual graded copy. It'll have the option as a CGC slabbed copy and the price for that. So basically what we have here is a no fuss, no muss, hands-off approach at dealing with comics, so you can actually find the location of where the comic is at in the store through a software system. This library will tell you physically by labeled box and label divider where this comic is located. So there is no running around all over the store looking for something. It's easily labeled, it's detailed, it gives you a description before you even look at the comic to see if you want it, and it also helps the retailer out by not having them be all over the place at once. I propose to use a scanner with a barcode on this system, so once the book is pulled, the cashier can just scan the book, it'll go into their software for the cash register, and it'll give the price. It'll also deduct from the overall quantity that the shop has and give alerts to know when they're running low on specific stock. So with this process, basically it helps out the customer, it helps out the comic retailer, makes things more efficient, and it actually helps the comics because you don't have as much hands-on touch with them. You don't want 300 different people touching the comic book that you want to buy if you're a collector and you want a high grade. So hopefully this will solve many of the problems that the comic industry, as far as retail shops, have today. Now that is my presentation, rough draft. Thank you very much.